Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Melina y hoy vamos a comenzar el repaso o este curso de apoyo para Spanish Ab Initio. In order to start, we're going to first take a look at some administrative aspects of the course, right? So you are fully aware of what is demanded from you, and especially in terms of assessment, exams, papers, etc. You are 100% sure and confident on what is it that you're going to get when you actually get to the exam. I'm going to be switching from English to Spanish throughout this course because one of the things that you're going to be assessed on is your listening skills. So you need to listen to me speaking in Spanish, okay? But well, today I think that this lesson is going to be mostly in English. Listen, or maybe in English and a little bit of Spanish. Let's see how it goes. So the first thing is, what is the overall aim of this course of Spanish Ab Initio? Yes, so this is a course that aims at helping you have skills for communication. Yes, it's not that you're going to deal with very deep, intricate issues when using your Ab Initio skills, but yes, it is expected that you're going to be able to conduct a very brief interaction, right? Talking about general, social, everyday stuff. Yes, and in that sense, we are going to see a lot of vocabulary. We are going to use different tenses, different verb tenses, different verb modes and stuff, because it's not that you're going to do all in simple present because you are almost an adult. So we can't work like that. The conjugation of Spanish verbs is more complex than the one in English, so brace for impact. Yes, ideally you would have a lot of exposure and a lot of practice with that. Also, another thing that the IB Ab Initio languages, not only Spanish but in general, they want you to know to use different registers according to different situations. Yes. So one thing is if I'm talking to my friends, and another thing is I'm talking to my teacher, or if I am asking for a bureaucratic administrative procedure, right? There are different things that I have to do in that sense, and different ways in which I talk. And this is very, very, very complex, especially because in different cultures and in different places of the mundo hispanoparlante, this cultural stuff is different. For example, in places maybe Spain, yes, in Spain, or in some places of Spain, or in places in some places of Colombia, or in some places of Chile, the way, for example, in which we address older people is completely different as in the way that we address older people in Uruguay or Argentina. For example, we are going to be in Argentina, we're going to go by first names with our teachers, right? Something that would never happen in other places that speak Spanish. So again, these are things that we have to take into account, and we have to slowly start getting used to. Yes. And also the idea is that you get some interaction or information about different cultures and social expressions of different places of the mundo hispanoparlante. So the IB assumes that you're going to be dealing with maybe certain, festivals, food, that type of rituals, even maybe, things that have to do with the cultural expression of language as a thing that is alive. Yes, so it's a lot to tackle. Then this particular course is designed also to help you practice these things, and also to identify which are the most practical aspects to have in mind when preparing for the exam, because again, it is endless if you want it. Okay, so in terms of skills, the Ab Initio guide demands that you are ready to do two things. Yes, that you develop receptive skills and productive skills. When we speak about receptive skills, you have to learn how to read and how to listen. Yes, and the way Spanish sounds when we read it, it's different. And I'm putting on the side all the aspects of culture, class, accents, etc., because that's another big thing, right? Especially in Latin America, the issue about being are living in a city or living in the countryside, it changes the language dramatically. Yes, you have no idea. So we're going to have to practice a little this reading in Spanish, and ideally you're going to be listening to me reading out loud and other people also speaking from different places of the Spanish-speaking world. And ideally, you would also give it a shot yourself, practicing reading out loud, because that will later on help you to be more effective when doing silent reading for the activity that has to do with production, that is writing skills and also speaking, because you know that you're also going to be tested on a dialogue exam with your teacher. Yes. So, you know that the syllabus for Spanish Ab Initio is only for standard level. There is no high level in Ab Initio languages. And also something that is very important that you have in mind is that the language Ab Initio guides changed as from 2020. So if you're looking for past papers and if you find past papers online that are from before 2020, well, actually they are useful because they are activities and exercises, but that's not what you're going to get in the exam. Yes, make sure that you work only with material that is from 2020 onwards, right? This is the thing that we're going to see here now in this course. Maybe I may eventually use some material from past papers, but I will let you know if this is something that I'm using for practice purposes, but it's not specifically exam focused, right? Because again, and I need to insist on this, the guides changed it in 2020, so don't look for anything from before 2020. So what happens with the syllabus? Yes, the syllabus in Spanish Ab Initio is divided into, actually not only Ab Initio, right? Spanish B also has this same division structure, whatever, right? They have 5 topics that are going to be discussed throughout the course, right? These 5 topics are identidades, experiencias, ingenio humano, organización social, and compartir el planeta. Okay, identities, experiences, human ingenuity, social organization, and sharing the planet. My 2 cents, the easiest thing to focus on, especially for your speaking, for your internal assessment, that is speaking this recorded dialogue with the teacher, if you can go or steer your exam into the experiencias bullet point, I feel it is easier. Right? So within these 5 topics, identidades, experiencias, ingenio humano, organización social, and compartir el planeta, there are prescribed topics or prescribed issues that you need to know how to deal with. In the case of identities, it is to explore the nature of the self, and how we express who we are. In the case of Spanish Ab Initio, we're going to have one that is about one of the topics that we're going to deal with are personal attributes. So we're going to take a look at the way we look, the way our hair looks, our skin color, our whether we are the way our body is. Also, we're going to take a look at some personal relationships, especially for Ab Initio. We're going to talk about family and friends, and also we're going to talk a little about animals. You know, what some people call pets, but I call them my family as well. I have one of my cats here sleeping next to me. We're going to take a look at some foods and things that we drink, right? So we make our vocabulary more rich. And then we're going to talk about health, physical well-being, like what is to live a healthy life. Now, I have to say this, like we are in the 21st century, and these things about relationships, families, you know that they are also personal attributes, speaking about people's bodies, is something that it is very polemic, to say the least, right? I have to bear in mind that what we're going to do here when we do Spanish Ab Initio is we're going to go very traditional, yes? So we will say words like fat, thin. We are going to think mostly about a traditional type of family. Not that we can't think about other styles of families and stuff, but because let's not forget that we're learning vocabulary, we're learning basic communication, we will have to do that. Yes. So bear with me with this. It's not that I want to be like conservative in any possible sense, right? But we have to work like that. Yes, it's going to be man, woman, girl, boy. Yes, it's going to be like that. Then on the issue of experiences, and I think that this is the easiest one, because basically you can talk about things that you like to do, holidays. Again, we're going to have some festivals and celebrations for this, and also my daily routine. So everybody has something akin to that. And again, it is much less polemic than speaking about bodies. Yes. So if you can, I think that if you can steer the exam into this thing about experiences, it's easier, right? I will give you some hints on how to do it. Then we have Ingenio Humano. That is going to be, it's going to have a focus on technology. Yes, and the impact that technology has on our daily life. It also talks about transport. So we're going to see like ir en tren, ir en avión, usar el auto, and that stuff. Then we have social organization, and we're going to talk also connected to the issue of experiencias and daily routine. We're going to talk about the place that we live, like our house, but like our surroundings, where we study or where we work, and some aspects regarding social issues. Yes, this can be connected to immigration and maybe some basic gender discussion. Remember that this is an ab initio course, so we're not getting deep into issues because you don't have vocabulary. Not that you can't think about it, but of course the ways or the tools that you have to express yourself are limited. Then the last one, we're going to talk about sharing the planet. That's going to be connected to ecology, some global issues, especially again with global warming and stuff. That is also connected to the thing about human ingenuity with inventions and technology, etc. Thinking about like, let's just not die. Hopefully, let's try to save the planet. In terms of now going to the assessment that the exam has, we're going to have a final grade that is going to be 75% externally assessed and 25% internally assessed. Yes, you know that the internal assessments in IB are graded by your teacher, but these marks are later on sent out by IB, and the IB asks for samples, random samples, and you have to, later on, these samples get moderated, right? So the idea is that you have to do your best, and you have to throw everything you have, right? You have to give everything, you have to give all of yourself in order to meet the marking criteria and to get a flawless internal assessment, even though, again, it's something that supposedly it's something that is internal. It does get moderated, right? And you don't know whose exam is going to go into the IB. So when we are talking about the external assessment, we are going to work with two papers. Yes, paper 1 and paper 2. Yes, in paper 1, then we're going to see this in a little more detail. I just want you to see the way it looks. I assume that at this stage you've already seen how IB booklets, what do IB booklets look like, but just see one about Spanish Ab Initio. So paper 1 is 1 hour, and you're going to have to write 2 texts. As you can see, you have section A and section B, sección A y sección B. You will have to choose out of 3 options, and out of 3 options, you will have to choose 2 activities, and you're going to have to write 2 texts from between 70 and 150 words. For that, you're going to have 1 hour, and it's 25% of the final 75% of the external assessment. And in paper 2 has 2 parts, right? Part 1 is reading comprehension. This is a 1 hour activity. You're going to have the texts. Here, you're going to be given 3 texts, and you will have another booklet that has the questions for the 3 texts. You're going to write here in the booklet. This is demanding, right? Because you can't use a dictionary, so you have to know your stuff. And after that, for that, you have 1 hour, and then you have 45 minutes for a listening comprehension, where you're going to get 3 audios, and you're going to have a few questions about like maybe completing or completing the sentence that the audio is speaking, or some basic interpretation of this listening source. Now, these listenings can sometimes be tricky, because as I've said, I think I've said already, it's not you're going to get your standardized Mexican accent. I mean, sometimes you may, but we are going to have more practice with other places in the world to see how people sound, even when they may say similar things, yes? And then as a final assessment, you're going to have this internal assessment. The internal assessment is an oral exam. Yes, it's a recorded conversation with your teacher of between 7 and 10 minutes. So it is a lot to be speaking in a language that you know little about with someone, but hopefully your teacher will steer you into the right direction. What you're going to get is a set of visual stimuli. You're going to get a picture of maybe, I don't know, a guy like this, like next to a mountain, and you have to speak about experiencias, about holidays or what have you. So it's not necessarily difficult, but in order to be able to speak correctly, you have to have experience with listening to people speaking, reading, so you know the Spanish structure, and have some basic vocabulary in order to get all of this together. So in our following lesson, we're going to start working with, first of all, we're going to start working with how Spanish sounds, so you can start listening and reading by yourself. Okay, have a good one. Let's meet again in our next lesson. Bye.